Coach Massi here from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance with another episode of Move Your Feet. We had been working on objective measures in the past 3 episodes, I believe, and we got a bunch of emails like, "Hey, Coach, we don't see you doing a lot of kettlebell work at all." And I'm going to admit, I used to be kettlebell compromised a couple of decades ago, but I've learned to love them. And we actually do a lot of kettlebell work. We love it for stability and mobility and just, overall power. But today we're going to show you a cute little movement that involves 2 kettlebells. So when people said, what's something novel? I'm sure I didn't invent this. I'm sure people do this all over the place. But today I'm going to take a look at it and even give you a little clue how you might be able to use an objective measure on it. So the movement's called the Kettlebell Clean to Squat Get. And what I really like about it is that when we're on the road, all we need is a couple of kettlebells and a hotel gym, and we can go to work. Most gyms don't have kettlebells in it, so we like to call around and see who's got what equipment before we travel. But in any event, today we have 2 Perform Better cast kettlebells that have been treating us really right for a very long time. And I'm going to demonstrate the movement first, and then I'm going to have somebody come back in who's in way better shape than me, show you the movement also, who's a lot better cleaner. But in any event, the lighter kettlebell is going to be for the clean. The heavier kettlebell is going to be for the squat get. Some people like to go same. It really doesn't matter, but what you'll realize is it's also a really good hip mobility drill because it drops you into that vertical plane and allows you to move your hips freely. So I'm just going to do 1 rep to demonstrate it, and then when Josh comes in, I'll tell you guys how I sort of coach it. And normally we do not get to this with anybody who's not kind of moved up our kettlebell progression, but once we do get up into our kettlebell progressions, we do a lot of cool overhead pressing. We do a lot of cool movements like this. So anyway, it's not rocket science. I'm sure I didn't invent it, but this is what it kind of looks like. I'm going to get my first kettlebell, and obviously I tell the client to sit back and grab the kettlebell. Don't just bend over, lurch at the waist, and do a high hinge. Get that first kettlebell, okay? You could come off the ground like a traditional clean movement or full clean, right? Where you'd go down into that squat. Some people like to actually start from the hang, or what I call a dip hang, right? So I'm gonna go from the dip hang. One thing I'm gonna tell a client also is, you know what? You look like you have really sensitive wrists. Why don't you turn the brand the opposite way so you don't catch the brand on the back of your hand? And if they get good at it, the catch is gonna be rather soft anyway, so it won't matter. So I sort of go from this hang here, right? The dip hang, and I'm gonna dip hang, clean it. Once I get here, I go down, I squat, I get it, go back down, stand up. So one more time. Sit at the hips, hand wherever you would like, out of the way, hang, dip hang, clean it, get, down, up, back down. Gonna call in Josh. So, Josh is really a very good cleaner with the bar. He doesn't do a ton of kettlebell work, but as he's coaching now, he's learning a lot more kettlebell work. So I would just tell you that when you go to get that catch, some people say suck your thumb or put your thumb in your neck notch. I say take the top row or the in-between part between your knuckles and sort of place it on your jaw on the catch. That seems to make a nice little bird's nest for that kettlebell to sit in and race through that catch so it doesn't go clunk on you. So give it a shot. Bend down, grab your first kettlebell. He's gonna hang, dip hang, he's gonna catch. A little high on that one, pick it up, down he goes, and boom, back. That's good, there you go. That's the movement. The only thing I could tell you is, if you want to play around with it from an objective measure standpoint, you go from the ground on the clean, you know your marker, from the time from the ground to the time of the catch, that's your marker. That's your start and your stop. You start the stopwatch when it comes off the ground, stop it when they catch. It's another bit of an objective measure. But in any event, always make sure the variables are the same, and you take that note. If it was a 44-pound kettlebell that we're using, make sure it's 44. Takeoff time, time to catch, make sure the variables are the same. Anyway, until next time, this is Coach Massi from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance. Thank you for watching another episode of Move Your Feet. Greatness is forged, not fabricated, and that's your day.